So we're gonna go into this, the next thing of death, which is it segues directly into that. So he says, give me the metaphysical view of death. First of all, there's no death as you're told um, in your scriptures, where they tell you, these the colonial system uses fear to entrap people in the world, because they can't force you to be here, but they could use fear, because of the power of your soul and the way that the realm works. They can't force you to stay here. They can't force you to go into a virtual reality and lock you down. You're going when they Bill Gates and everything, whatever, when they do all this shit, they have to give a contrast. They have to destroy one and make one pleasing, so that you choose to go into that one at your own choice. But they're not gonna actually like kill you motherfuckers and put you in there. They're not gonna do that. If they was gonna do that, they would have been did it. Every one of you motherfuckers that ever got a shot to go to school got a chip in you. So they've been switching people in worlds. It's not the point. There's a new version. They're trying to get you in. That's what this whole shit is about. So the conventional idea that if you die, you appear in a judgment room and you go burn in hell forever is, at this point, any human being that still believe that shit is a special type of stupid. It's some shit that kids don't even believe that shit now. That's some shit that they was using on people when there was no internet and shit, and there was no powerful research. All right, so you should know better. It's a quantum. That's why you have to first understand the shit is emanating. So when you dream and you lay in bed and you black out and you wake up in an environment that you're dreaming in, you just died. That's what happens. Every deep sleep is death. If you never wake up in that dream, that fucking world is going to be as physical to your soul as that world that you just went to sleep in. So, dream is an idea of your power. It's like the dark force in you giving you an idea of its power, of your power. Alright? So that's the first thing you have to get out your head. So now what do you have? You have your understanding of a system. So what is that system? The system implies that there's a structure in place that you must know. Okay? So you know that structure by studying yourself. Okay? So anything you see in the physical world is also in your body and your soul. And if you don't study your soul and your body, especially the inside of you, the inner world, if you don't study the inner world, you'll never understand what's going on. So in the structure, there's two realms. There's the outside and the inside. So when you look at somebody from the outside, it's completely different from the reality of the person looking out to you from the inside. The system at play when the person is looking out to you from the inside, the same system at play when you're looking at the person from your inside. So all of us is inside, plugged into something. All right. So, for example, Mr. A dies. Mr. A goes to sleep and dies. Mr. B walks in the room and sees Mr. A passed out in the bed. He can't wake him up. Shakes him, and is not waking. Gets to scream and everything. And they found out that Mr. A is dead. He calls Mr. A's parents to put him in a box, put him in the ground. However, Mr. B, I said, walks in the room, finds Mr. A dead, right? So they bury Mr. A because, he's dead to Mr. B and the rest of the world. However, Mr. A went to sleep in the bed and he woke up in the same room. Mr. B came in and he gave him a pound. Say, hey, what's up, roommate? How you doing? He goes out, gets ready, takes a shower, eats his breakfast, goes to work in the same world. He's not dead to him. However, from the outside, and let me tell you something. Once again, I will repeat. Blessed are the motherfuckers that because it's rare for people to make this shit in plain language. Honestly, it is. So Mr. A wakes up and goes to work and everything's normal. He's not dead. However, from the outside, from Mr. B's perspective, the nigga in the ground. He's never going to see him again till whenever. That's what death is. So when you understand why they call the soul, soul means singular perspective, from outside flowing, from inside flowing out. So that means the soul itself, the person itself is what's creating the reality. He's not living in a reality that was already pre-created. He's creating the reality and living it. So the knowledge of this gives you a power. Once you fully grasp the knowledge and you start playing around with it, then you become a powerful soul. You become as the gods. You understand that you can't die no more. So that's what the good news is when you read text from Paul, when he tells you that death is like the twinkle of an eye. It reappears somewhere else. It's a very awkward text in the New Testament when he tells you that there's no death, that Christ came to take away the power of death. It's basically a knowledge of yourself. Somebody telling you what the structure of your reality is, that you're the one creating it. So you can't die to yourself. You never know when you die. You could die 5 times in a week. You're not going to know. But to the emanation, which is the part of you that you think is outside of you, they're going to put your body in the ground. Okay? It's a sublime knowledge and it's a sublime science. So within that structure, you understand that there's a program at play, that your life is the program. So you have a program that's running, that you're reliving. That's what deja vu is. You don't went through this shit a bunch of times. This ain't the first time. There's something you didn't do that's making you come back. It's a machine. All right? The ultimate aim is to get away from program the machine and just get away from the whole system entirely. But as long as you're within that programming system, it's gonna always give you programs the power of your soul is gonna make it real for you. All right? So understand this shit, because it's not complex once you get the central point that is from you all this shit coming out from. And there's parts of you that is yet not under your control. Okay? There's part of you that, even though it's part of you, but right now is behaving like it's greater than you because your conscious control has not reached that. All right? So each level has 8. That's what, when they say the 9 lives of a cat, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's very true. So each program has 8 deaths that you're not going to notice. The 9th one starts you off as a child or a little baby. But however, the first 8, you're not going to know. You're just going to wake right back up at the age that you died. So don't be afraid of you knowing when you actually going to die. You will never know when you die. A lot of you done died many times, got buried, and you're still here. But you're gonna run your program. The program preset already. Okay, so our aim as Titans is to get away from the whole machine and program and crash the system by our conscious exit. Not by killing yourselves in suicide, because that's stupid. You have to close Pandora's box and exit it from the inside. You have to stop coming to go. That's what it means. So there's 2 levels of death. There's death as an individual. There's death as a race. Okay? So death as an individual is quite different from Excuse me. Excuse me. Death as an individual is quite different from death as a race. All right. So, to escape, death as an individual, you can escape, but you're not totally out because a part of you is still locked in parts of your race that's down here. Believe it or not. So you may still be called upon to do work, but if your entire race was to stop procreating and left, then you guys are out for real. So the death of a race is recorded as the exodus or mass exit. So the race will die a natural death the same way a man dies a natural death, because there is wear and tear and aging in everything in the lower realms called the physical world. Everything ages. When I say everything, I mean everything, including your gene pool, your blood, your race. It's going to come a time when the race is going to age the same way an old man ages, based on the laws of the physical world.